Back in the days, it was considered knowledge because at least at the moment you could look it up. But even those days, we had encyclopedias. Back when I was in college, I had Encyclopedia Britannica. I don't even remember how many volumes, 20 something volumes. That was our group. You just look stuff up. The trouble is, Encyclopedia Britannica was not updated that often. Even if it was, you would have had to replace the whole thing. Now we have Wikipedia. Wikipedia is somewhat more of a informal encyclopedia because there isn't too much control about validity and capacity of information in there. So that's why we never consider Wikipedia a valid reference. I have no idea. It's likely there's nobody checking. How you understand the difference does matter. Let me go to my glossary and pick something. Okay. Let's pick. Yeah. What's the difference between price weighted index and value weighted index?
Like other companies, what they're starting for.
No. Who's going to? So let's give you a bag on that one. Again, today doesn't count. So, that rating is basically just rising. Who wants to give an answer to that? What was your name? H, okay. A little bit louder, please. Price weighted index, not price index. You want to know the difference between price weighted index and value weighted index? No. Difference between, okay, let's pick somebody else then. Who wants to volunteer and can answer to that? Okay, I'll go ahead and do it. First of all, an index, especially in stocks, is a way of aggregating the value or prices of a collection of other stocks. When we say S&P 500 index, there are actually 500 securities. S&P 500 happens to be a value, which means the rate in the market value they had in the beginning of the period, whatever that period is. So let's take two companies. Go to, come on. Let's take Apple. Oops. And Apple's market cap, down, is $3.42 trillion. And let's take a somewhat smaller company. Used to be one of the giants of NASDAQ, Qualcomm. They have a market cap of about 200 billion. Let's on down Apple's market cap to 3.4 trillion or 3,400 billion dollars. if both went up by 1%, Apple's 1% count a lot more in that index compared to Qualcomm. That's why Apple's market cap is 17 times higher than Qualcomm. So Apple has 17 times more influence on S&P 500 index compared to Qualcomm. That's what value-weighted index is. On the other hand, price-weighted index are basically averages of the actual prices, trading prices of stocks in the index. You know, the most famous example of a price-weighted index is Dow Jones Industrial Average. You may have noticed that we don't call that an index, but it is not an index. It is an average. The way it's calculated, you add up the prices of the stock, 30 stocks in the index and the average, and you divide it by a divisor. When the index first started, that divisor was 30, right, with an average. But over time, because of things like splits, you have to make an adjustment, and that divisor kind of changes. But what's most important is your influence on that average depends upon the value, the price of your stock, not value. I mean, let's look at components of Dow, for example. Since there are only 30 of them. What do you mean with components? Okay. And let me do it from this. Now, you have a lot of big companies. There isn't any $2 billion market cap company in here, but there are big differences. For example, let's pick American Express. Let's do it from here. Which happens to have a price of 316 and has a market cap of about $200 billion, some change. On the other hand, let's look at Apple, which is also part of Dow Jones. 228. Now let's remember the price of American Express. So let's round them. Let's say American Express is 300 and Apple is 200. In Dow Jones, American Express actually has a higher rate. Because its price is 1.5 times higher than Apple. Which is kind of, you know, screwed up. But remember, Dow Jones started in the 1890s. People didn't know how computers those days. But calculating averages was an easy thing. That's how they done it though. In fact, one of the, let me show it to you here. Open it. I posted the little problem videos for you guys. In one of those problems, I'm gonna save the Excel file. I missed them. You know, I used it while making the videos. Apparently not. So that those. Chapter problems. I did, 10 little problems. To help me guide with some of the medical stuff. One of them, the last one actually. Okay. Let's do this kind of ourselves, even though we have the video. Um, Oh, okay, this is the solution. On that day, among the stocks in Dow Jones, the highest price was United Healthcare. We were trading out at almost $600. The lowest price was Walgreens or Walgreens Boots Alliance. You guys don't know what Boots is, it's basically Walgreens as England. You wouldn't see any Walgreens in London, where there are a lot of boots. And by the way, the fact that price is only $50 does not say anything about whether or not Walgreens is less valuable compared to United Healthcare. Because these are prices of selected units. If Walgreens wants their prices to be $5 a share, all they have to do is do a 1-10 stock split. It would be. In fact, until less than a year ago, NVIDIA shares were around $1,000 a share. They're now slightly over $100. They're on the side it's under 50, but because of this China business, there is some selling. NVIDIA wasn't more valuable than $1,000. In fact, it is a lot more valuable than that. Price is just a selection of units. If you express prices in Korean won, prices are going to be a lot higher. Why? Because $1 is around 1,500 Korean won. Or if I express it in Colombian pesos, I got to multiply the numbers by 5,000. Mexican pesos around 20. It's just a selection of units. But it's kind of history. Dow Jones was essentially the first generally available index or average.